No, wait. It was Kazal. I can feel Lynn's admonishing stare boring a hole in my back. She's not actually standing behind me, is she? Well, point is, my story's probably a lot like yours. We dug a pit, found some really wonky readings, and followed them to the artifact. Well, they certainly mean something, because not everyone who touches the artifacts sees them. My first instinct was it was a message of some kind, like the Voyager records. Communication from a higher life form reaching out blindly into space. But now I'm wondering if the vision wasn't just sensory. My new theory is something's changed in us physiologically. As in not just a message from beyond, but a delivery. Well, when I picked it up, I had no idea. I saw a vision. Sure, like anytime.
My friend,
See you later.
I sent you a wonderful discussion about...
Huh. Well, isn't this a pleasant surprise? I hadn't expected to run into you again. Indeed I am. The success of my previous venture, with which you so kindly assisted, has been brought to the attention of MAST. There is growing concern. Oh my. A bit of an unintentional pun, isn't that? Well, concern that things are going to get worse. The data we gathered points to a definitive trend. The vibrations coming from this tree are increasing in strength and frequency. Because we've never seen this before, not on this scale, we have absolutely no idea what the upper limit is. We don't know when or even if this will stop. It's imperceptible by normal human standards now, but given time... While I hesitate to speculate on the possibilities, well, none of them are good. I am attempting to formulate one, yes. But until I have all of the relevant information, it is impossible to do so. There is data regarding other, younger members of the species. Unfortunately, there are some, shall we say, personal issues with acquiring it. Personnel issues, if you understand me. What? No. That is one of the other researchers in MAST, Emilio Hadek, has research. He and I don't see eye to eye, and so far he's refused to turn it over to me. I'm hoping that if someone else were to ask, he might be more inclined to relinquish it. What do you say? Oh, thank you. Last I knew, he was on a field assignment somewhere near the outskirts of the city. Perhaps it's best if you don't mention my name in the process.
Be careful if you run into those ecliptic jerks.
Mind your step. Important research happening here. Could you stand a little to the left? I think you're blocking my readings. Trees? I see what's going on here. You're working with Kelton, aren't you? No. No way. Kelton is actively ruining whatever this thing is he's on about. He's just doing it to make himself look good with the higher-ups. I'm not helping. Best of luck out there. Could you stand a little... Oh, it's important research. I won't bore you with the technical details, but it's critical that I get this done. Trees? No. Whatever this thing is... Kelton screwed me over good. Probably ruined my chances for advancing in Mast. I'm not going to forgive that, ever. Right. Of course. He really won't let this go, will he? Maybe I can make this work in my favor. Okay, you know what? But I'm only going to do so after you've helped me secure a better position in Mast. Oh, don't worry. You're just going to erase some files for me. Make sure I look good next time promotions get passed around. Well, then I guess we don't have anything else to discuss. See you around. Changed your mind, did... Fine. I'll figure out some... Changed your mind, did... Wait, really?
I'm not sure how far I'm willing to stick my neck out for a tree. If that makes me the asshole...
I've gotten a few bad performance evaluations in the last couple of years. Totally unjustified, incredibly unfair. I found a backdoor into the Mast network so I could make some changes. The only way to get access is from the terminal in... Sorry, that's not on the table. From where I'm standing, kinda... Hey, take it easy. Okay, look. Just hear me out, alright? I really need this to happen. If you do this for me, I can make it worth your while. You delete that data, I get promoted, I'm pulling in a bigger salary. I can compensate you. I'll throw in some extra credits for you, okay? A nice little bonus. But first, you need to get into the chief engineer's apartment. Fine, you win. Just get out of my sight. And tell Kelton to stuff it.
Nice. Worked in my favor. I redeemed myself.
Here, this is for you. Well, I see your parents didn't skimp on your P's and Q's. I spotted it on our last planetary foray. All part of the service. Hey, I'm gonna pick things up one way or the other. I'll keep my eyes peeled. Who knows? Check in with me now and again and I might find more.
Aluminum.
I must confess, the hum of a grav drive makes me feel alive. So long.
I tried to tell my colleagues that botany was important. I tried to warn them. I hope you have the data. That he is. I'm sorry that you had to put up with him, but this data is vital. I'm sorry if this was complicated. I'd prefer to remain unaware of the details in the event that it comes up. And I suppose I'd better verify the data to make sure immediately. But you have once again come through for me. I'm truly hoping that this is the last piece I need. And I appreciate it. Thank you for your assistance.
That tree's as big as the rock.
I need some time to verify this data, to make sure Emilio isn't trying anything funny with us.
He just gets at me like, nah, no way, man.
Oh, I was hoping we might run into one another again. Your timing is most fortuitous. I'm on the verge of something, but I don't quite have all the information I need. You have no idea how much I appreciate that, truly. Of course, now that I understand more about what's going on, it seems plain as day, and yet I never would have imagined it before. The tertiary trunks have also liquefied their interiors, but they're not vibrating. I thought perhaps it was some sort of defect, but it's much simpler. They're listening. It means it is ready to reproduce. I believe this tree is sending vibrations out over massive distances and expecting to detect sympathetic vibrations in return. As of yet, there's been no response. I suspect that will not change, that a response is impossible, and that's very, very bad news. My thoughts precisely. Now, as of yet, there has been no response. And clearly, none of the nearby individuals are a correct match. While it can't be ruled out that the intended recipient of these messages was cut down during the city's expansion, there is one other possibility. Over 100 years ago, the United Colonies and the Freestar Collective emerged from the Narian War. As a gesture of peace and goodwill, a near-literal olive branch, one of the trees from New Atlantis, was offered to the leaders of Aquila City. Nice. Short-sighted and ill-advised, in my opinion. Of course, you can't just uproot a native species and plunk it down on some other planet in a totally different environment and expect it to grow. Clearly, no exobotanists were consulted ahead of time. The end result was wholly predictable. The tree died within a few short years. Clever, but no, not necessarily. The tree died, yes, but branches were kept. At least one still exists in the museum there in the city. If I had that branch, I could get DNA samples, and then using various data I've gathered, I could attempt to simulate a response. We could then broadcast that response and hopefully calm down our friend here. But as I say, I need that branch. I knew you would understand. The museum in Aquila City is under the supervision of one Miss Kassler, I'm told. I don't know anything about her, but hopefully she'll be willing to listen to reason and assist our cause. All right, off you go. We don't have any time to waste.
Good old Aquila City. One thing I'll say is it's better than the UC.
The Council of Governors meeting our very own.
So you want to come here?
Hi! Please feel free to have a look around. It's the reason I started this place. I have artifacts that date all the way back to the time of Solomon Coe himself. That is not something I expected to hear today. I assume you're somehow associated with the United Colonies? A lot of that these days. You do what you have to, I suppose. But I can't see myself taking jobs from the UC.
Hey, I get it, but we have to collectively let go of this feud with the UC. And besides, this is really just about a tree and someone who is really, really attached to it.
Are you defending the UC? I must say, I expected more from a Coe. Well, I'm afraid you've wasted your time. That includes 100-year-old tree. Sorry, but it's staying in. Welcome to the Coe Heritage Museum. I hear what you're saying, but I'm I guess I don't want to impede anything important. I'm still willing to talk. I can't believe I'm doing this. Please return it in one piece.
I will say this. New Atlantis is a good place to raise kids.
I hope Aquila City has what we need. Have you paid a visit to Miss Castle? Yes, of course. I'll see that it is returned to her in one piece. Well, perhaps minus a few shavings. Now, I just need a moment to analyze this and synthesize an audio. Right? So we'll feed in a sample. Now the program will incorporate the genetic and chemical makeup of the sample, extrapolating the size and structure of the original tree. This was put together rather hastily, so complete accuracy is impossible. But I'm hoping it's enough. And there it is. Our best hope for a positive solution to this mess. So, we now have a simulated response. Oh, I'm quite certain you couldn't achieve the necessary register. Far too low for human vocal cords. I've been forced to listen to this SSNN kiosk chatter incessantly. We don't have time to go through the proper channels, but if you can find a terminal and get this up, I have no doubt that
can't go in. You just
SSNN is supposed to be impartial, but I think the UC's got... finger on the scale there. Or a whole hand.
Mr. Barron's very busy.
Hello.
You can fill out an application
We've done it! I'm already seeing reductions in the I can hardly believe that worked. I don't know. We've been in uncharted territory this whole time. That, with the immediate crisis hopefully over, I can slow. And certainly, I'll be keeping a much closer eye on our friend going forward. And you have saved this tree and advanced our scientific You have my gratitude and...
Yes.